Well, hello again. Senator Terri Bonoff, representing District 44, the northern part of Minnetonka, most of Plymouth, and the city of Woodland. I said that I was sending you the last update when session was over, but we've now just completed our special session. And so it is my commitment to you to keep you informed. Therefore, one last session update, so bear with me. It was a pretty strange special session as it turned out. You know, the governor vetoed the education bill, and we all knew that when we were ending session, so it's no surprise that here we are. We passed an education bill that actually didn't contain what the governor said was going to be the thing that he needed in order to close, and that was the universal pre-K. Instead, the governor actually did back away from that and settled on putting an additional $125 million into our K-12 system. I was thrilled with that result because I had been very disappointed that with this huge surplus, all we were providing our schools was less than 2% increase on the formula after really many years of not being able to keep up with inflation. So it had been my view that the best thing we could do for our districts is to give them additional resources to use in the best way they thought possible. And so this ultimate deal that got made did in fact do that. And with regard to early childhood, it also put additional resources in the early childhood scholarships. Again, my highest priority when it came to early childhood. And the reason why I think that is the top priority is because I believe all families should have the same choices as family with means. So I was satisfied with that. Then you have the jobs bill, and I can tell you I was pleased that the jobs bill included something that we've been working very hard on, and that is the equity crowdfunding, whereby now independent, not highest wealth individuals can invest in companies on the internet and have a chance to recoup and in fact have equity in those companies. And so I was pleased the jobs bill this time got done. It had been vetoed previously. This provision was in the earlier one and survived that. So all in all, I think the jobs and energy bill was a good bill and something we can be proud of. There were some concerns around one of the energy provisions, but I spoke to the people in those industries and the consumers who are concerned in our district, and felt satisfied that that was a bill I could support. And then finally, the most controversial bill was the Environment and Ag bill, and that was a bill I had voted against during the session. The governor's veto message had like 9 things he wanted changed. Actually, almost all of them did get changed, but in addition to the things the governor objected to, the environmental community was very upset about some additional things in that bill that didn't get changed. In particular, the Citizens Board for the Pollution Control Agency was abolished, and rightly so. People are saying, you can't just cut us out of the process after 50 years of having a Citizens Board, and so that was not a good result. In addition, there was a provision in the bill that says non-ferrous mining would not be subject to the wastewater treatment standards. Now, you should know that other mining also isn't subject to that, and we don't yet have non-ferrous mining in our state. So what those folks who were looking to promote the non-ferrous mining in northern Minnesota were trying to do is to say they already have their own standards. They should be subject to the other same standards the other mining industries are and not have to be going through this duplicate process. I don't know if that was right or wrong. Probably it was wrong because frankly I think that when we enacted the old mining standards, we didn't know enough about clean water standards, and so we probably haven't got the highest standards in the existing mining structure. So I wouldn't have supported that. However, it was in the bill, and I was so positive that if we did not support what the governor negotiated, that we in fact would not have completed our special session. We would have been back at this and very likely could have gone to shutdown. These are fragile negotiations. The people said, well, oh, you have 2 more weeks. It's just not that simple. It is very difficult to move an entire House, Senate, and governor to consensus. The package before us was something that all sides had agreed to. then I do admit that the Senate Democrats said absolutely not. They couldn't support that piece. And so many of my colleagues hoped that in fact we would take a second crack at it. I wasn't willing to risk that. I thought I owed you, the people of Minnesota, and those who had worked to negotiate the deal, my vote. So that's what I did. I voted for the package, and those things that I didn't like in that bill, I'm going to work on next year because we have time. Non-ferrous mining hasn't even started yet in Minnesota. So I pledge to you that I will work to make sure we do uphold the highest clean water standards. Thank you for your support. Thank you for tuning in, and have an outstanding summer.